Nothing works in this house.
Tell me about it.
Is that a shot at me?
Probably.
Because for your information, I got a job.
Really? What kind of job?
Beads.
Bees?
Beads.
Bees! Return from whence you came.
So we might as well have a good time. Toga, 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 toga.
It's the Al Travis Show. We've got him, Senator Jeff Howe, talking just about everything. I can't wait. You had your pheasant shoot this week, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday. We had a great time.
How did it go? And describe folks. Most folks don't know what it's all about.
Well, we, Representative Creesh and I, have long held what they call a European hunt. And I don't call it a European hunt. I call it a European shoot. And
Okay.
what it is, and it was a little modified. We were kind of a guinea pig this year. They, in this grove of trees that they released the pheasants from, they built a 40-foot tower, release the pheasants from. So they start 40
up
feet
in the
air when they let them go. It was, and so because a lot of times you release the pheasants and they never get up high enough for somebody to shoot at, right? So now they could start up high. You get a better opportunity. You got less birds just staying in the trees. So you got 10 stations around this grove of trees, and you have shooters at each 10 stations. Mm-hmm. And as they release the birds, they got to fly to somebody. And so, us legislators, so we put a legislator or two at each station, and then those that pay to hunt come around and get to converse with the legislator as they shoot these birds. So...
And it's a fundraiser for your guys' campaign. I love this idea. It's so different than
it's not. It actually, Creesh and I don't take any money off of this deal. All the money goes to the caucuses. So we raise money for the Senate Victory Fund and the House Republican Caucus. So it goes to the caucuses. We don't take it. In fact, to make ends meet and to pay for everything at the end, we usually end up writing a check of over $1,000. Usually somewhere $1,000, $1,500 to cover the extras. To make it happen. So it costs us, our campaign's money to do this, but we think it's important to raise money for the caucuses. And we raise somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 for each caucus, depending upon. This year it was down a little bit because it's a non-election year. People are kind of holding their money a little closer.
But the weather couldn't have been nicer, could it? I mean, if I'm looking at it yesterday, I'm like, heaven's sakes, put a light jacket on and go.
Fantastic. I mean, it was really great. We shot, I should say we recovered 220, I believe, 3 of the 300 birds that were released. There's guides there with dogs. Those dogs did a fantastic job of retrieving. And then what we missed, though, is we missed getting all the birds in a big pile and taking a picture around them. They were a little too prolific on cleaning them, and we didn't get that picture.
So they clean the birds as well, and I take it folks can take theirs home and you've got pheasant? Is that what you're saying, or do you donate it? What happens to the pheasant?
So I brought home 24 birds. I mean, because I was one of the last ones to leave, right? So they had them bagged up in 6 in a bag, and
good for you.
I was expecting to take a bag or two. There must have been a lot of people that didn't, because we were down on shooters this year, so people had to take more birds. Well, some people didn't take any birds, and then that.
But they're all cleaned and processed. I mean, you're talking skinned and ready to cook.
Yeah, they're all. So you get
son of a gun. I would love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
There was people that was their first time coming to this shoot, this fundraiser, and they said, "Oh, we're in. This is the way to hunt." I mean, it's not hunting. It's shooting. You're walking from station to station. We had one guy go through 5 boxes of shells. Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we tell everybody, you better bring 3 boxes of shells or you might run out. And because there was fewer shooters, you needed to shoot more. So I went through about a little over 3 boxes of shells yesterday.
So, is there quote unquote a winner? Do you keep track who killed? I suppose you can't. You throw that up there. That guys are shooting at this thing, and it's like I got him. How do you know?
Okay, so and we and some people might take offense to this, but
Oh,
we have a black pheasant that we call the Hamas bird, and everybody, if you shoot the Hamas bird, you get a hat, right? And
Okay.
now we're going to stuff that bird, and it's going to be kind of we're going to put it on the wall of
a little trophy. Oh,
of the
love it.
establishment, and we're going to put a plaque underneath there for everybody that has shot the Hamas bird. Well,
Love that.
yeah, there's 3 people that claim they shot that thing, right? So
Yeah.
got it. But we're gonna. I think the person that actually shot it was she's actually Jewish, and
Oh,
her
wow.
husband's over there fighting the fight, and
Good for
so her name is going on the deal. That it really meant something to her for the Hamas bird. And then we all throw $5 into a deal and try to guess the number of birds.
Okay.
And
It's all fun. What's funny? My kids, when I took them through the pheasant shooting program, you get their hunting licenses. You know, this group, Pheasant Forever, took these kids out, set off some birds, and had some dogs to show them how great it is. And you see, I would say 15, 20 kids all walking down, and then all of a sudden a bird goes up, and it's a rain of lead, and then some kid goes, "I got him." It's like, what the hell? You'd have no clue what happened.
so it's and they had drones up taking pictures of all this because they
fun.
never really promoted this European shoot type thing, and it is funny because as you see a bird flying off to someone else and you see them start to shoot, you can see the bird start to fold or the feathers start to come up, and then you hear the shot, and it's kind of unique, and you can see I counted one bird got hit 6 times and still made it past everybody. I couldn't believe it.
They're tough animals. All right, we've got to go to break because we'll go a little late. The pheasant opener is coming up this weekend, right? I mean, that's where it is.
Yes.
Where's the opener being held? And
It's in Ortonville. It's Ortonville, Minnesota, which is just 20 miles away from where we've got our farms out there.
Okay.
And so my brother and I we're gonna go to this thing, and we were gonna be sponsors. So for $1,000, 2 hunters said,
Yep.
So they wanted our logo. So we grabbed we didn't have one except for the Vote Howe logo, so we sent that. And the tourism bureau said, no, the state outfit rejected that right away. Like, no political ads. So we didn't have one for our farm, so we created one for the Howe Hunting Preserve, and we sent that. Well, then they rejected that.
Why would they reject that?
And so we thought it might have been because we had freedom and something on
Liberty.
There. So we took that off and we put conservation and something else, sent that, and they rejected that. And the Ortonville Chamber of Commerce couldn't believe that was getting rejected because they really wanted our $1,000, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So then we turned around and we offered our land for being a landowner to come hunt our land.
Yep.
I don't know where that ended up. So we were trying. Here's the deal. The thing is, if you've seen how the governor loaded his shotgun last year,
or tried to,
we were a little concerned that maybe Governor Walz went to the same gun safety course that Alex Baldwin and Dick Cheney went to. So we thought we'd bring some extra first aid supplies and first aid knowledge out there to maybe make things a little safer.
All right, so you're going to be out on the pheasant open together. Nice weekend. I presume it's a little harder to get them up, but I mean, it's just going to be weather-wise a nice weekend to hunt.
We're going to go,
right.
And we try to not miss that opener and shoot the dumb ones. It's going to be a little tough because I think there's still a lot of crops in the field. So, but there's still going to be some in the CRP and there'll be some birds.
I don't want to end this on a negative note, but I know that you lost your dog you hunted with for years, and you love that dog. Are you looking to get another one and train it, or is it? My wife and I talked about getting a dog. I said I might be too old to fall in love with another dog at this age of my life. I don't know if I want that anymore.
I think it's easy to fall in love with the dog. because they're so loyal, right?
Yep.
But my bride says we're not getting another dog.
Okay.
Now, a full disclosure, she's never had the opportunity to say no to a dog because they just show up, right?
Oh.
Just bring them home.
I don't know. It's
And
in the
then
back of the
when you
truck.
have a puppy, who can turn away a puppy, right? So
That's so funny.
so no, we're probably maybe one of the kids will get one, and I can train it for them, and
Okay.
maybe that can work. But right now, we're probably getting a little too active,
Yeah.
running to kid that maybe that isn't going to work for us real well. But that's a tough deal to put down a dog that you've hunted with for 12 years.
Oh, no, absolutely it is. We got to go to break. We'll be back after this. We got much more to talk about with Senator Jeff Howe on the Al Travis Show.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
You know that car sound that sounds like a cricket playing a banjo? Jay's can fix that. You know when you step on the brakes and your car sounds like a pair of tennis shoes in the dryer? Paul is a guy who specializes in that. And you know that sound that never happens when the mechanic's around? Paul took a whole course on that. If you own a car, you need to know Paul. Paul owns Jay's Auto Shop, 202 North Main Street, Blue Earth, 525-1052, 525-1052.
Are you kidding me?
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-AL's show.
I've got him, Senator Jeff Howe, on the program with us. I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I think you know all the players, and tell me if I'm misdescribing this. We have this shooting at Annunciation Church. Governor comes out pretty quick because we're going to have a special session on this. We're going to get some gun control legislation done. He doesn't get a hold of the four powers that be to have the discussion on what's going on, but he's pushing it. He's pushing it. I'm going to call this thing. Well, this week, yesterday, evidently, according to NPR, he's kind of walked it back. I'm going to continue to push them. I'm going to continue to ask, but I need to have an agreement on this before I call it. And with the numbers, yada, yada, he seems to come around to the same stuff we've been talking about. Representative Dameth comes out, and I know you know her, Speaker of the House, says, I've told the governor all along, you call the special session, we're going to show up. What we're not going to do is agree on a gun bill that you haven't written. We can't see it. We can't even talk about it. We have nothing to discuss. We're not just going to blanketly go in, write down anything you want, a piece of paper, it's yours. One person looks like they seem to know what they're doing. The other one wants it always from Sunday. I'm calling a special session, who can, oh, wait a minute, I don't have the numbers. Okay, now I'm going to say it's those guys' problems. And he doesn't even have a bill ready. I mean, am I missing something here? Dameth is running circles around him.
Absolutely. Well, and all she's doing, and she's just laying out that, hey, there is a process to do business at the legislature. And just because this is the way you did things in the past 6 years, because you owned both sides and you got to just say, this is what I want, and they gave it to you. Yeah. Maybe we're going to have actually a legislature that adheres to its institutional roots and isn't just a handout to the governor, whatever the governor wishes and he gets. We actually should have the legislature doing the will of the people and listening to the people, because we're closer, especially the House runs every 2 years. They're closer to the what's going on than either the Senate or the governor. So let's listen to the House. The House actually, and we should be doing our own thing, and the governor should either veto it or sign it, and the legislature should be driving the law, right? The bills. But that's not the way it's been.
I just find this hard to believe that if he's going to call a special session, he wants everybody to agree on something, but his people haven't written the legislation. We've been talking gun control I think of that being file number, under A2, right? Second Amendment. I find it hard to believe they don't have one. Shock.
Yeah, the Senate had their gun violence thing, right? And they had bills, but they wanted to know if we could get together and discuss them. Well, we're not saying that you can't find somebody on our side of the aisle to discuss this with you. It's just that, we are heavily involved in the Second Amendment, and we don't believe that it should be infringed. And I believe that if you really want gun safety, we're going to talk about gun violence. Let's just talk about violence. Because if they don't have this tool, they're going to use a different tool. Let's just take and talk about what we got to do to reduce the violence. And actually, because I believe that we've devalued life so bad that now that life has no value to people. Yep. And I don't care at what stage of life you're talking about, whether it's inception or death, we throw people away. And it's all about me. Right? Yeah. We don't care about other folks. And that's what we got to do. We got to go back and start talking about people. Everybody's on this earth for a reason, and everybody here has value. And that's what we got to concentrate on. And we got to start instilling that back in people instead of what's in it for me. Right?
All right. I want one last topic in the last 90 seconds, my friend. Governor Walz does say he's going to keep the pressure on you Republicans by going out. He's going to do town halls and talk about guns and what we should have and what we shouldn't have. I would challenge him that he should start this weekend at the Pheasant Opener and chat with those folks on what they've. But the other thing I do is watch what cities you think he's going to. I think this is going to be a lot of Twin Cities and Metro stuff. I don't see him out here with us rocks and cows discussing our guns. Your thoughts?
I agree, because I tell you what, the people out here, this is a different way of life compared to that dome down there. It is. This is greater Minnesota, and those folks in lesser Minnesota don't understand how we live out here, and that's the way it is. There's a great divide between us and them, and we shouldn't have that. Because we all need I mean, if you watch that thing 10 days ago, whatever, last week on Tuesday night on ABC? Yeah.
The fall,
Great
the
thing.
precarious state. I'm trying to get Rick Capcello back on. We had problems with him yesterday, but we're going to get him on the program to discuss that. I'm out of time, my friend. Appreciate you very much. Good luck on the opener. And sorry they didn't take your logo. I find that so funny. It is amazing what people get worried about. Senator Jeff Howe on the Al. All right, buddy.
Absolutely.
Go get him, my friend. Jeff Howe on the Al Travis Show.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservative